Is this woman a victim of suicide, or is she a victim of something else? Suicides claim more Americans than car accidents or opioids. I'm not sure about this. It is the Irritating Show. I'm your host, Crazy Ivan.
Crazy Ivan. All stop, good quiet. All stop, engines all stop. Right. What's going on, Jonesy? Russian captains sometimes turn suddenly to see if anyone's behind them. We call it Crazy Ivan. The only thing you can do is go to bed, shut everything down, and make like a hole in the water.
Amen. It is the Irritating Show. We got a good one for you. Suicides claim more Americans than car accidents or opioids. Maybe there should be a rock band called Opioids. Cover band. It is the Irritating Show. Welcome back to our show. It is the Irritating Show. And I'm your host, Crazy Ivan. This is a very baffling case here. And this woman, Kate Spade, she disappeared. Maybe she was beamed up. Anyway, we're loading again. Okay. All right. Let's get a good picture here. All right. That's Kate Spade. Okay. She was a designer, a fashion designer, and here's some of the statistics that have been said. If I could get this thing right. There's no reason why anyone should have to suffer under suicide, but we have a whole lot of people who are on synthetic drugs. Bipolar disorder. I'll eventually get this up on YouTube. But right now, what is this? Bipolar. What is bipolar disorder? Okay. Let's go back up. All right. I'm not making fun of anybody. Okay. Since she suffered, her husband says she suffered from depression. Is this true? Was she murdered? Well, I don't know. Okay. Suicide rates in the U.S. have risen nearly 30% since 1999, according to a report released Thursday by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Well, you know something? What is this with the bipolar? This is ridiculous. Bipolar. And she had a sister, okay, nearly half of who died by suicide had a known mental health condition. What is mental health? Okay. Let's see. What is it? What is this bipolar and manic depression? The designer's husband said Andy said in a statement that she suffered from depression depression and anxiety for many years and was actively seeking help before she died. How many years does it take to get help when she is? This is his. Oh yeah, this woman here. Somebody would have gladly taken the case. But you know what? Who did? Is it really true what we're being told? I believe this may be a bunch of hooey. Okay, I'm not making fun of anybody out there. I know about anxiety, but I'm not on any drugs. Okay, now, let's see. The country needs to take suicide and mental illness more seriously, said Jeffrey Lieberman, a professor of psychiatry at Columbia University. Well, that ought to tell you something. He said depression and bipolar, here's that number again, or word, disorder can be treated, and suicide is often preventable. Well, if 45,000 people do it a year, how is it preventable? Suicide is not an acceptable outcome for depression. Lieberman also says, although more Americans die from suicides than car accidents or opioids, the stigma of mental illness prevents suicide from getting much attention apart from fleeting news coverage when celebrities such as comedian Robin Williams their own lives. People with serious mental illness are at high risk of suicide, said Jennifer Payne. Here we go with another somebody who's a director, Director of the Women's Mood Disorder Center at Johns Hopkins University, or Hospital. Women's Mood Disorders Center at Johns Hopkins? What? About 10% of the people with major depression die by suicide. About 15% of people with bipolar disorder die of suicide. Okay. Mental illness generally first appears when people are in their teens or 20s. What? I never heard this. When I was in my teens or 20s, sometimes friends and families who have a milder form of bipolar, here we go again, disorder. What is all this disorder stuff? Okay, Kaiser Health News is an editorially independent program of the Kaiser Family Foundation that is not affiliated with Kaiser. I don't know what that is. Anyway, we have a big problem in this nation. I believe it's a problem of propaganda. Bipolar, rolling. Unfortunately, it is common for people with mental illness to suffer from multiple conditions such as bipolar and panic disorder. What is that? I panic because somebody's getting ready to hit me. Hit me. Suicide claims more Americans than car accidents or opioids, and they don't put firearms in there because they don't want that. This is by Lisa Scheisbo, Kaiser Health News. And I don't know where USA Today got this, but I'll say this. I know one thing. We need a clear-cut understanding of all this phony baloney, because I believe that's what it is. Okay, it is the Irritating Show. I'm your host, Crazy Ivan. We'll see ya.